Hey guys, welcome back to your ultimate film-obsessed podcast experience, a show that will finally prove that movies are the future. This segment is but a small part of an hour-long podcast, which you can check out in its entirety in audio form right here, or at the links in the description below. Regardless, we hope you enjoy.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Did I leave the stove on?
I didn't choose the counselor. The counselor chose me.
Future.
All right, let's jump into the headline stealers. Take us through
So,
the headline stealers.
Pop up the graphic. So following the Endgame trailer that we talked about last month, the Spider-Man Far From Home teaser trailer also dropped in January.
Yes.
Bold move, because I think we all knew that it was going to happen, but I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't, just so nothing was spoiled for Endgame, but they did a good job with this trailer. I'm really digging it. I'm looking excited for this movie.
Yeah, I agree. What did you think, Declan?
Yeah, I really liked it. Over time, my liking for Spider-Man: Homecoming has declined a little.
Wow.
Over some rewatches.
There you
I
go.
know.
See, interestingly enough, I rewatched it the other day, and it's now my favorite MCU movie.
What?
Damn.
It's actually getting
Bold.
even more towards the top.
What?
It's officially past Iron Man 3
Just
as
shaking.
the one I want to
what
watch
a
the most.
Well, I can agree with that.
Yeah, well, there's one silver lining in there you can agree with. But yeah, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was really. It looks a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Marvel movies need to be big and CGI and all that. But I think everyone agrees with this. Jake Gyllenhaal, Mysterio was a pretty
One of my
awesome.
favorite actors. I'm so pumped to see him in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing really well casting-wise for these villains. Like, if they do make a Sinister Six movie, it's gonna be so
yeah.
good. Like,
Just
man,
imagine the above the title billing on the poster. That'd be huge.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Who's next? What's the next villain they can drag out that they haven't done? Like Kraven?
They set up Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion. I don't think he'll be a major
Nah.
villain though.
He'll probably pop up somewhere.
Well, they're making a Craven the Hunter solo movie. So
See, freaking
Sony money.
Sony.
Yeah.
Sony's gonna ruin it. Well. Yeah, I really dig it.
Yeah.
I agree, like what you said about it being bigger. I think I like how these Spider-Man movies really feel like they're set in the universe because
Yeah.
they like
Yeah.
it's got all of these cameos from random characters and
You got Nick Fury,
yeah.
Agent Hill, Happy
Um,
Hogan.
It's just cool, and it's cool because the original pitch from what's his name, the guy that directed it, John Watts. His initial pitch was Nick Fury was sort of the father figure instead of Tony Stark,
Yeah.
I believe. And so it's cool that he finally gets to do that now that
Yeah.
Tony is retired, dead.
Oh,
That's
guess
my
we'll find out.
He got sent back in time into the form of a baby, like in Sky High. Now Peter has to raise him as his own.
Sky High.
Who knows? But yeah, I like that feeling of sort of familiarity, and
Yeah.
I appreciate that we get the first Phase 4 movie like a couple of months after
That's
Endgame.
crazy.
Like,
2 months.
Yeah.
it's such a weird
3 months.
thing to have this movie. I mean, everyone's talking about it, but just to have this spoiler, like it just
Yeah.
the fact that it
Yeah.
exists, it's really
a-
weird.
So
There you go.
let's
Exciting.
move a little closer.
Mm.
So Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is coming out next month,
Next
March. Yeah, and it's
Okay.
projected for $140 million opening weekend.
Boom.
Yeah,
Uh,
you know what? We'll see it.
Obviously, yeah.
But
You know what?
yeah,
I made the decision today. We'll
think
see.
I might.
yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
read
mean,
it. I read it was projected from 140 to 180, which is a big
I mean,
difference. But
True, but it's going to get that Endgame bump, and it'll still be playing. It'll only have been out for like a month and a bit when
Yeah.
Endgame comes out, so I feel
Yeah.
like people will even go back to see it.
So
after
imagine
Endgame.
just like one day you're just having a Marvel binge, just like Captain Marvel in the morning, Endgame in the afternoon.
Spider-Man at
Spider-Man
night.
coming
It'll probably all
soon.
be in cinemas at the same time.
Probably.
Yeah.
It might.
It's crazy. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And I'm moving to the Disney Plus streaming service.
Yes.
Lady Sif series is gonna It's gonna be on there. It rumored, but
Least exciting of the ones that they've teased.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
they
Like, are there really any fans of?
Lady Sif?
I want a Lady Sif show.
no, like because Valkyrie is just so much better, you know,
Yeah.
as a character that it's like.
You get this $100 million budget for these shows.
I
For, like, the
mean,
Loki
that's
show.
not as surprising because it's like 10 episodes, 10 mil each. Like they probably get a lot of traction. But for Lady Sif, like
Yeah.
really, like they're doing Loki. Why not just have her work her way into that?
Well, it's rumored the Loki show will be about a young Loki,
Young Loki.
Yeah.
with Tom Hiddleston narrating.
So it's like Indiana Jones Chronicles, like young Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
If anyone remembers that classic gem of a show. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm kind of indifferent, I guess.
I mean, I just don't really care that much. And on also the Disney Plus streaming service will not have exclusive Star Wars movies on it.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
going to put, a movie on
A
there.
$200 million movie on a streaming service when they could make $1 billion,
Exactly.
except
They
if
could
it's
make that
solo.
bank.
Well, exactly. Yeah, it's just not worth it at this point now.
Yeah.
And also with these Star Wars movies, Episode 9 will not get a Super Bowl spot.
Not that surprising.
Yeah.
They're saving
Yeah.
it for Celebration.
And
Yeah.
Disney's got so many movies they need to market before that. Dumbo,
Mm.
Endgame, Captain Marvel, Aladdin, Lion King, Toy Story 4,
It's crazy. Even
Yeah.
Frozen 2 comes out like the month
That's
before it.
right.
so-
Artemis
Frozen
Fowl.
2.
Oh,
yeah.
jeez, yeah. Actually, real quick, have you heard anything about Super Bowl? Because I only realized it's like a couple days away. Actually, by
Yeah.
the time that this comes out,
Yeah.
the Super Bowl will have already happened or be happening. So, unfortunately, we can't talk about it. But what are your Super Bowl predictions?
Like
Anything?
what trailers?
I don't know. Just
There'll be a
throw
Hob-
something
There'll
random.
be a Hobbs
what
and
could
Shaw
happen?
spot, I reckon.
Well, a Hobbs and Shaw
Mm.
trailer comes out in 2 days, or
Oh, okay. So yeah,
something,
that's
so-
Super Bowl then. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So then they'll release it short for that.
So let's pretend we've already seen it, and then just
Yes,
like
it was
throw this in.
awesome.
So,
Action
Hobbs and
packed.
Shaw. The
Who
moment
needs-
where
who needs
Jason
Vin-
Statham gets, Weekend at Bernie's Han to make it seem like he's, not a total villain now.
Yeah.
Can never
Yeah.
forgive him for that.
I can't believe. Yeah. Anyway.
That's so annoying. No spoilers for Ava, who hasn't seen The Fate of the Furious, but I can't believe it. Han is one of the best characters. Though she knows that he's dead now, but
He's just gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on to the world of DC. So we got a Batman movie that begins to film in November this year. I mean,
Maybe.
yeah.
see, I've seen a few posts on Movies of the Future. Or maybe it was just the one, but it's you seem to be very frustrated at the elongated release sort of
yeah.
schedule with this movie. And I'm not that worried because it seems like they're actually taking the time to get it right. And I trust Matt Reeves, and it's
Yeah.
frustrating as a fan to have to wait, but I think that it's going to be worth
Yeah.
it.
Like I do love his Apes movies.
Isn't it weird that that's
Yeah.
like you take that out of context? It's just a thing. It's like the Apes
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
What?
And I'm sure they'll be really good. It's just we were meant to get this movie like last year. It's just
I mean, when you
Wh-
get the intro. Oh, sorry.
yeah, it was just Ben Affleck was meant to star, direct. It was gonna be awesome, and then Deathstroke was gonna be the villain, and now it's like
But was it going to be awesome? That was old DC.
Yeah.
It's time for new DC, you know?
But Ben Affleck though, Argo, The Town.
And you saw him in Dawn of Justice. Like when you get an introduction to that type of Batman, you get excited for that.
Yeah. I think I'm excited for the day when his script leaks. Was he writing it with Terrio?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for the day that leaks and we get to see what that movie was because sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's rumored to release June 2021, so it's just
Yeah.
which is fine, I suppose, because they've got all these cooler things going on now: Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, maybe.
The quote today about it being a super noir-driven piece and Hitchcock and sort of rogues gallery gets
Real-
me really excited.
Real
Yeah.
detective type thriller. Matt
Yes.
Reeves was saying, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Hashtag put him in the blue suit. Hashtag blue suit Batman.
So we also got a Birds of Prey teaser. that came out. Very short, very short. It was just quick glimpses of these characters. I'm actually really excited.
I'm excited. I want
Birds
to hear
of
what
Prey.
Declan has to
I
has to
thought it
say.
looked crap.
You're being cornered in here.
I'm really excited for the movie. I reckon it could be really good. But
Just didn't
like,
impress you that much.
why would they release something that looks so cheap as their first reveal? They're like filming in some tent or whatever. It's not even like a studio.
Yeah.
They're in the lamest costumes. Like the CW costumes look better than that. Like,
Ooh,
especially
well,
Black Canary and CW. Like, it just looks awful. And then when Margot Robbie's just standing there, like smiling, like it's just like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? And she's a producer on the movie, so every decision is sort of been run through her or whatever. And you can see that with like, I think the casting of Huntress and Black Canary are pretty. Like I haven't really seen any of those actresses in work, but you know, with the rumored castings, it was like, oh, this could be a cool star-studded movie, and then it's Margot Robbie just wants to be the star, and
I mean, yeah.
it just looks a bit lame. And then I'm sure Kathy Ann's a good director, otherwise she wouldn't have been picked. But I don't know, going from a small indie movie to a big DC movie straight away. It's happened before, fine, but I don't know.
You're a little bit.
I'm waiting for a
cautiously
proper
optimistic.
teaser which will show the real
Yeah.
movie. This was just some lame
Guess it's
costume
just shot-
test.
yeah,
It was like that stupid The Witcher teaser with Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
It was just
yeah.
pointless.
To me, it makes sense. It's weird that they do it, but it makes sense because they're obviously going to be shooting out in the public. The costume's going to get leaked. They don't want to do another, like, I mean, they did it with Suicide Squad where they knew they were shooting. They did it with probably every movie now at DC. They show you, hey, here's the costume, here's a little tease.
Yeah.
So that it's not like, you know, big news when there's a leaked set photo. Like, sort of like with the Joker and stuff. They get it out the gate early. But it is unfortunate that they often kind of look a bit, you know.
Well, especially Black Mask,
off.
Ewan McGregor. Like,
Yeah.
it was just some guy in a suit.
And they start the marketing campaign so early that by the time it arrives,
Yeah,
it's
like it comes out. I suppose it comes out in a year and a month.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that bad.
A year,
Yeah.
yeah.
2020 just sounds like.
Yeah, but
What do you
I
think,
just
Dragon?
You know, I liked it. I did. I'm actually excited for.
I dig it.
I do. I'm excited for Birds of Prey, but that's. I mean, I get where you're coming from. Like, especially with Margot Robbie, like sort of taking over the reins, and it's sort of her big. Just a big project.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just sort of a name stapled everywhere. It really shows. So yeah, that's my only criticism of it so far. But I guess we'll see.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited. Weirdly, I was reading through the sort of the crew and the cast, and I really like the cast. I like the idea of the movie. I love the title, which we'll get back to later in the show.
Damn.
I'm a big fan of just the sort of direction that they're taking. It is weird that it's like they probably wanted to make a Birds of Prey movie, and then like, oh, we'll just throw Harley Quinn in it as like the main character. You're like, well, wait, that's not what it is in the comics, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
I'm
mind
excited.
that. It just
I'm
it's just
excited.
stupid and a stupid
Yeah.
title. We'll get to later.
We'll get to that.
I'm
later.
keen to see what the poster looks like and how they
Yeah.
handle that. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh.
anyways,
nice.
I think it's just gonna be super ballsy and just it to me it seems like the first indie DC movie that's just like not afraid to just kind of do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get reactions on both sides, but I think that's interesting.
It could be a very split movie.
yeah.
Uh,
I think it might be.
So the last piece of big news is Aquaman is finally DC's biggest movie ever, crossing $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Beating The Dark Knight Rises.
Which is
Yeah.
crazy, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, if you adjust for inflation, I think that The Dark Knight's still
Oh, yeah,
ahead.
It would have. Yeah, if you
Yeah, definitely.
just.
But
Yeah.
still,
for
like,
anything.
Aquaman was such a surprise. Like, yeah, I
But
didn't.
yeah,
Make
I'm interested to see what they do with Aquaman now that he's like their like flagship hero
yeah,
currently.
yeah, that
Like,
who knew? Like, you have Superman and Batman, and then out of nowhere, Wonder Woman and
Yeah,
Aquaman sort of
it's
take
weird.
the forefront.
Like not
Yeah.
even in movies, but just like how he's framed through the comics,
Yeah.
how he's framed in like just sort of the Justice League lineup that they've been sort of shifting around, and
Yeah.
like does he get it right at Movie World? Does he, like,
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
Batman and Superman were one generation's
Yeah,
heroes, and now
now we got
kids
Wonder
now
Woman
have got
and
Wonder Woman and
Aquaman.
Aquaman. So
We got Harley
Yeah.
Quinn and Aquaman, the two big sort of
yeah,
DC superheroes. It's just a weird
It's
world to be
crazy.
living in.
Yeah. That wraps up the headline stealers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.